Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Sneakers and Sold Signs. I'm Angel Bellino with DeNovo Realty. This week I'm going to be talking to you about how to buy a house in a seller's market. So picture this. You've been looking for a house for a while and they're all starting to kind of blend into each other because that's how many houses you've seen. And you walk into this house and you just get the feels. It checks almost all of your boxes and you know this is the one. So you look at your agent and you guys decide that you're gonna put an offer in and you're so excited and you go home and you're ready to pop the champagne and you're waiting for your agent to call you, but instead she does call you, but with the dreaded news that you are in a multiple offer situation and they chose another offer. Oh, it stinks. It's a terrible feeling. And honestly, it's a more awful feeling as an agent knowing that you found the home that you wanted and now it's gone. I am actually here to tell you about the steps that I take with my buyers when I think we may be in a multiple offer situation or I'm already knowledgeable enough to know that there may be offers in on this property. In Brevard County, we're not exactly in a seller's market quite yet. We're almost back to that, but we are in a situation where myself and the other agents in my office have been telling me this one was a multiple offer. This was a multiple offer. And in order for you to win those multiple offer situations and come ahead on top in a seller's market, you have to have an agent that is knowledgeable enough to know, I don't want to say tricks and tips, but just know how to navigate that situation. The first thing is, as a buyer, you need to know the process and you need to know, you need to be prepared. You need to know that you're shopping in a seller's market and you can't sleep on certain properties. And if you feel it, sleeping on it is going to cause you to lose the property. Also, being prepared means already have talked to a lender, have a pre-approval letter, already kind of be in the process of submitting your application so that you're ahead of the game. Number 2, ask what the sellers wants and do that. Let me say that again because I don't know if that sounded right. Ask what a seller wants and do that. So what I mean by that is ask the seller, do you want a quick close? Would you rather have a longer close? It's not always about price or about your contingencies or about maybe you could do more of a better offer, but don't ask for closing where other people are asking closing. Or if he wants a conventional loan versus a VA loan, whatever the situation is, have your agent find out from the seller's agent, what does the seller want? Is there anything that is a no deal for him? Is there something that's going to sweeten my deal? And they might be able to tell you he absolutely does not want VA loans, or it might look better if you take this contingency out, whatever the situation is. Just ask them what they want. Sometimes they're very forthcoming about it. Number 3 is sometimes doing more of a earnest money deposit looks better as an offer. A lot of the baseline is always $1,000, $500. But if you offer $5,000, they might be more apt to accept your offer because they know you have more in the bank or more skin in the game. I actually had an offer go in and they asked us to do $5,000 before the inspection, and once they clear the inspection contingency, they asked for another $5,000 so that they knew that you were going to keep the process going and you weren't going to back out and lose that money. Number 4 is I have used this and I've had it used on some of my sellers. I tell them to write a letter to the seller and tell them how much they love the house or what they can picture themselves doing in the house. For a lot of people, the selling of your home is personal. They are in love with it. And they're moving because they need other things, but they had a personal situation with the home. So writing a letter and telling them how you're going to build a family with it or whatever the situation is, it warms their heart. It makes that person, you're now a person to them with personal feelings about their home. So it makes it a little bit sweeter of a deal. Number 6, only include the necessary contingencies. There's all these other contingencies that people can throw in, and you don't always need them. If you don't need to necessarily sell your house before you buy it, but it would make it easier on you, you don't have to include that contingency if you really want this house, because sale of buyer's property is a hard contingency to swallow sometimes when you get it. If you have an agent that knows that it's going to appraise, maybe don't do an appraisal contingency. I always build them in for my buyers, but if you think as the buyer and your agent thinks it's going to be a multiple offer situation, you might be able to pull that, or tell them that if it would help our offer, we'll pull the appraisal contingency. Know what, carrots to dangle to a seller. Number 6 is write your highest and best offer. There are a lot of times where we sit down and we'll say, and a buyer will say, well, let's just start low. Well, starting low in a seller's market doesn't always help you. It could hinder you, because people could say, I'm not even gonna respond to this. I have all these other ones that are all these other people that have seen it, and I'm probably gonna also write an offer. So you have to go into looking at houses prepared to make your best offer. Know where the comps are. Know that your agent is going to say, no, we should, be closer to asking, or somewhere in this ballpark. And your agent should guide you. So to tie this up in a nice little bow, the 6 strategies that I use, and I think that all buyers should use in a seller's market, is be prepared with an agent, a pre-approval, and an understanding of the market that you're buying in. Make sure that you are fully aware that you are in a seller's market and that you may be in a situation where it's a multiple offer situation. Be accommodating to your seller's needs. If they don't want you to do a VA loan and you are standing on a VA loan, maybe think, I could go conventional. It's not a big deal. Increase your earnest money deposit. Number 4, write a letter to the sellers. Number 5, only include necessary contingencies. And number 6, write your personal highest and best. My only note and caveat to that is, don't ever offer something that you are so uncomfortable with that is going to give you anxiety from the moment you sign that contract until the moment you close, that you are not going to be able to make these payments. You do not want to be anxious about the situation. It is already a stressful situation, and you don't want to make yourself more anxious thinking, I shouldn't have done this. So that's a wrap on another episode of Seekers and Sold Signs in honor of National Homeownership Month. Tell me why the house you currently live in was the one, and mine will be in the comments.